Well, hello friends out there, Rob here. Today we're continuing the model series on how we track some guitars. I'm working on these vignettes. You guys know all about that. I can't wait to share with you what's going on. Guys, Rob here. I work with a bunch of different bands and stuff like that. I want to share with you some fun things that I've been doing recently. And what better way than to show you how to bounce and take two tracks, turn them into a stereo mix, and then bounce them to main, and then import them on a stereo track, which frees up the original two tracks, and do it all with the recorded effects. And if you wanted to change the effect, you could change it to something else. How cool is that? So that being the case, let's actually go ahead and just lay down the guitar track. Here's the setup that we've got going on today. Tascam Model 12 Taylor GTE, recorded through the Fender Deluxe Reverb Tone Master using the balanced XLR out with some reverb as well as some vibrato, and recorded acoustically using the Ember, the blue Ember microphone right here. I'm going to take these and we're going to do some additional EQing, but this is kind of the settings that I like for when I'm using these right here. And let's go ahead and just bring you in so that we can talk about the EQ. First of all, let's talk about how you get the signal in, just in case you need a refresher and you don't know. The Model 12 is different than the Model 16, 24, and 2400. This is a hybrid analog and digital board, which means all the signal that comes in up to the insert is analog. From the compressor, through the effects, through the EQ, through the effects, through the pan, through the faders, through the master selection EQ, and up to the output is all digital. From the output back to your ears is analog. So from your main out is analog. So you got two analog to digital or digital analog conversions. That means that all of these effects and EQ and everything else, I have set up to not be included on the original recording. So the MTR files that are recorded after or all of this, which means I'm just getting the dry signal in, which means I can actually preview the sound how I want it, which is nice. If you were recording on a fully analog mixer and you used these settings at the intake, then or on the sound acquisition when you press record, then you would be printing these to that file. You don't want to do that. You want to have the dry files very similar to like you would work with in a DAW, but we're doing it here. In any event, let me give my voice some compression. I hope this sounds a little bit better, guys. Okay, so in any event, once we get all of this stuff brought in and it's nice and pretty, we want to send it out somewhere. We're going to take this, once we get our track put together, we're going to do a mix down, which means pressing the record button here while not pressing any of these buttons and having these two guys not muted, and do whatever adjustments we want to do. And then taking the track that was recorded to main, which is main is always recording, even if none of the tracks are armed when you press the record button, and then bouncing that back to 7 and 8. Okay, we're going to do that through the use of the guitar and everything that we've discussed right now. So if you're ready, I guess it's time to get to it. So I've already got my EQ and my gain set. It's time to just kind of do this. What you don't hear or don't know yet is that I've gone ahead and recorded some drums on track 6. I don't want to do that. I don't want that on because with 3 on, you can hear me way too much. So we can come back over here. That's too much. That's doubling. But where is it? I want to go to my meters. Okay, this is where we'll be looking right here. And this just shows me everything that's coming in. Double tap to get back, record these two. And we're going to play this one, but it's not going to record. That's going to be coming out for us to monitor, and I'll put that in the background. That's my drum track. So I'm going to get real quiet now, and you'll see the recording in real time. And the recording will start around, I think, 7. Okay, so don't mute the tracks you want to record. Okay, I'm back. Whew. That was fun. See, so you see how easy it is to do. It's not too big of a deal. Overdubbing was just as simple as that. Double clicking the stop button and then just going back to the original. And once you're back to the original, you're good to go. And I hope that it's not too loud for you over there. Maybe I'll fix that a little bit later for you if it is. Okay, so now we got to listen to those tracks. We know that they're loud, so we can pull them down. And we need to switch these from the multi-track recorder mode or from the live mode to the multi-track recorder. And now we'll be able to hear them, and we can unmute them, and they won't do crazy things. So let's go ahead and just listen to them back, 1, 2, and 3. We'll take the drums out of this for a moment. Well, yeah, for now, I guess. We'll go ahead and click play. I like to use Studio Reverb 1, or it's not Studio, it's Hall Reverb 1. I like to use 1 a lot. And if we use this now and we apply that effect later, we won't have another opportunity to do something with it. So what I'm thinking I'm actually going to do is put on a small delay. So check this out. Because all of what you see right here is going to get printed to the main file, mixed down to an SD card, import, and then brought into 7 and 8. Which means the effect will be there, whatever we choose now. Which means we can use another effect later. And since the most useful effect for me is generally reverb, and just a little bit of it to kind of bring everything together or push things further away or bring them closer to the front, I don't want to use that now. I'd rather double something. I don't want to double something up. I'd rather use something different. So I'm going to click my select button, and I'm actually going to go to 8. I know I like that ping pong, and we're going to go to delay 1, and that's it. Okay, let's go back to menu. Now I want to hear just these guys with it one more time. So we gotta Now I got to be careful, since I'm not going to double this up. I don't want to add too much now because then it will become nasty later, but I think I'm pretty good. So we've got that right where it is. Let's go ahead and keep everything else on mute and double click to go back to the beginning. And now all we need to do is know what we're going to do. So I know if I can I can unmute track 6 and it will not record. Well, actually it will record, so I need to keep track 6 muted. But I need these to come up and pan at a certain time. So I think I'm going to do that right now. We're going to go ahead and pan them to the center. I know you won't be able to hear this because I'm on, I think I'm just sending you a mono signal. But I'm going to pan them to the center, and what I will do is as they play, I will move the imaging different places, and that will be recorded and printed down just like everything else. And what I actually want to happen is, as it begins and pans in, I want to flip from the electric guitar, well, I want to flip from the Ember main acoustic mic to the deluxe reverb for the chorus section. And I want to pan the chorus a little bit further front. So I'm going to be moving like that. You'll see. But for right now, about a 45-degree pan inwards is pretty good. And we know that this starts around 6, so I'm going to go ahead and press record. And you'll see everything that's happening as it comes through. Well, I shouldn't talk because it's going to record this. So I'm going to mute this mic and then do the whole thing. So watch with me. Okay, there you have it. So we just did that whole thing. Now we've got tracks 2 and 3 recorded over to main. We know that. We can check this out by going to our meter, and we can look at 9 through 12, multi-track recorder. We see that main's lit up. So now what we want to do is we want to take that and just make a stereo export mix down. Now, we could actually bounce main over to 7 and 8. I'll show you how to do that. Notice that we don't have 7 and 8 selected. I'll put 7 and 8 all on 0. So we can just come back here, and all of this we can undo because we've got this particular board. So we go to menu, multi-track recorder, track edit, track swap. So we can swap 11 and 12 with 7 and 8. Go back to menu and press play. We'll mute everything else except my voice. Okay. Okay, so this gives us a good opportunity to do something else just because it came up. I really like the way that this sounded, and I've added even more of the EQ to it, or of the doubling, the delay that we've got right here, and I like it quite a bit. So I think what I'm going to do is just play it through one more time. Same kind of deal, but I don't have to do any of the mixing up or down. It will do it all on its own, and I just press record. Okay, so I think you may have heard a little bit of my drums or something pop in at the end, but that's easy enough. We can get rid of that. So now we've got 7 and 8, what's already recorded to main. We come back over here to the menu. Let me give you a little more of my voice over there. We come back over here to the menu, and we go to SD mix export. Yes. Yes. Now this will always replace whatever current main mix you've done, so you should be backing up your work. But if not, that's okay. Let's go ahead and come over here, and this time we'll import onto track 9 and 10. We can, well, it doesn't really matter. Menu, multi-track recorder, track edit, import. Now we're going to do ringer mix 2. This is number 2. Click that, say OK. 4, 5. It won't let me go to 8. So, because 8's got something on it. So we're going to do 9 and 10, which is fine for me. I have no problem. Lots of times I'll bring some tracks in via Bluetooth, but I won't do that today. So we exit out of here because we're done. We exit. Now we're back. We've got stuff on 9 and 10. Let's clear that, unmute that, and add the drums to it. So let's come back here, double click, get a little bit closer so we don't have to wait for too much. And let's hear where we go. Oh, yeah, the whole point was to have another sound. So come back over here, select, go back up here to Hall 1, and click Menu Minor. We're on FX1 now. I hope you can see FX1 right there. And so now we can add some of that juicy reverb. Check it out. So 2 effects, delay and reverb on one track. And sounds great. Let's keep it up. Now there's something else that we can do that can help us here, and I'll show you. This is the last one, and then I'm signing off, and you'll get to see. But we can come over here and normalize track 9 and 10, which we come to our meter, go to Multitrack, Track Edit, down here and Normalize, and track which one we're going to do 9 and 10. What's the level we want to normalize to? In this instance, I'm going to normalize to minus 3 dB, because I want to get this track as a 0.3 dB. I want to get it as loud as possible, and then I want to use the left side up to around noon, between 7 and noon. I want to use that as a limiter rather than a compressor for this particular part. And we'll click yes. This will make the loudest peaks, wherever they are, will raise them up to minus 3 decibels. So you can't over limit this because it's done, can't be done. And now we're back out there. Let's go ahead and mute it and press double click, come back and listen. Coming in a second. No compressor, no limiter. Up to about minus 10. Hear what that does immediately. I forgot that I'd switched them over. Guys, I'm going to sign off. If you got any questions, let me know down in the comments below. I've had a great time hanging out with you today, and I hope that you have found this helpful. And I will catch you all on the flip side. Bye for now.